Hi guys! For this video, ang pag-uusapan naman natin is one of the two modified Euler's methods, which is the Heun's method. Okay? So, but before that, let me introduce to you the concept for this modified Euler's method nga. Okay? Sige. As previously discussed, the Euler's method often gives inaccurate results. So, it is modified to improve its accuracy. Two modified methods will be discussed in this book. So, the first one is the Heun's method, while the other one is the midpoint method. So, for this video, ang pag-uusapan muna natin is the Heun's method, while the next video will discuss about the midpoint method. So, for Heun's method class, i-consider ulit natin yung ordinary differential equation in the form dy over dx is equal to f of xy. So, ito lang talaga yung i-consider natin dyan. And the last known point is x sub n, y sub n. So, these are the step-by-step solution of Heun's method. So, yung una is isosolve natin yung value ng f of x sub n, y sub n. Then, sunod is to solve for x sub n plus 1, which has a formula na x sub n plus 1 is simply equals to x sub n plus h. So, followed by solve for the predictor. So, ang tawag natin dito, y sub n plus 1 na naka-superscript 0. So, ang predictor is yung formula lang sa Euler's, di ba? Yung kanina sa Euler's, y sub n plus 1 is equal to y sub n plus hf ng x sub n, y sub n. Kaya lang, may superscript lang or parang exponent na 0. But again, ang tawag dito, predictor. So, next tayo is to solve for the value of f of x sub n plus 1, then y sub n plus 1 raised to 0 or the predictor value. Then, after nun is isosolve na natin yung corrector, which is yung y sub n plus 1 na talaga, yung walang naka-raise na 0. So, ito na yung talagang actual na value. So, yung y sub n plus 1 is equal to y sub n plus h over 2. The quantity, f of x sub n, y sub n, which is yun yung mahahanap nyo sa step 1, plus yung f sub n plus 1, tapos y sub n plus 1 raised to 0, which is yun yung mahahanap nyo sa step 4. So, just substitute, mahahanap nyo na yung corrector or yung tamang value ng next value of y. So, yung number 6 is of course repeat steps 1 to 5 kasi nga ang mga process natin sa differential equations ay repetitive. So, until the required value of x is reached. The tabular presentation of this solution is always helpful as shown in the example below. So, since this is an advanced topic in numerical methods, di ba? If you recall, doon sa mga unang topics natin like root finding, mga Newton-Raphson, bisection, false position, tapos yung other methods, alam natin na mas maganda na may table. So, ganun din dito sa differential equation. Mas helpful na may tabular presentation ka ng solution mo. So, let's solve the same example na present ko doon sa Euler's method. So, to formally start, basahin ko lang siya. Consider the differential equation shown below. Y dy plus 2x dx is equal to e raised to x dx. Solve for the value of y when x is equal to 2 if 0, 1 is part of the equation. Use Heun's method and h is equal to 0.25. Nilagay ko lang dito na from the analytic method or doon sa exact method natin, the true value is equal to 2.403770 para at least later on, makompute natin yung relative error. So, sige, let's start solving the problem using the Heun's method. So, for solution, again, from the previous example, so just go back na lang sa previous video, the differential equation can be rewritten as dy over dx is equal to e raised to x minus 2x all over y. Kaya nga, yung function natin So, yung f of xy is equal to e raised to x minus 2x all over y. And dahil dyan, hahanapin na natin yung value of y when x is equal to 2, starting from the initial value, 0, 1. So, note that h is equal to 0.25. So, ngayon, mag-i-start na tayo dito, class, na mag-a-iterate. So, starting from the initial guess or initial given na xo, yo. So, for x0, yo equals 0, 1. So, sundan mo lang, class, yung 5 steps rule, 5 step natin. So, yung unang step is hanapin mo yung value nito, which is f of 0, 1. So, yung x is 0, yung y is 1. Kaya e raised to 0 minus 2 raised to 0 over 1. Pag sinolve nyo siya, that is equal to 1. And the next step is hanapin natin yung x1, which is equal to x1 equals xo plus h. So, 0 siya plus 0.25. So, ang sagot nga is 0.25. Then, the third step is hanapin natin yung predictor. So, di ba yung y sub 1, 0. So, syempre, kung ito from x sub 0, mga y sub 1 na yan. Y sub 1, 0 is equal to y sub o plus hf ng x sub 0, y sub 0. So, yung y0 natin is 1, yung original given ito, plus yung h is 0.25, and yung value ng function, class, from step 1, that is equal to 1. Kaya, ang sagot natin ay equal sa 1.25. So, next is hanapin natin itong value nito, f of x sub 1, y sub 1 raised to 0. So, that is equal to f of ito, 0.25, tapos 1.25. So, that is equal to e raised to 0.25 minus 2 raised to 0.25 all over 1.25. So, that is 0.627220. And lastly, hahanapin na natin yung y sub 1. Ito na yung tunay na y sub 1, which is the corrector. That is equal to y sub 0 plus h over 2, the quantity of f of x sub 0, y sub 0, plus f of x sub 1, y sub 1, 0. So, kumbaga, yung y sub 0 is ito nga, yung given na original na 1, plus yung h is 0.25 over 2. Then, from step 1, yung value nito is 1, and from step 4, yung value nito is 0.627220. Just evaluate this one. Ang mahahanap ninyo is 1.203403. So, at least, meron na tayong conclusion na yung bagong point natin, x1, y1. So, from step 2, ang x1 is 0.25. And from step 5, ang ating y1 is 1.203403. So, ayun. Meron na tayong next point. Again, mas maganda if isusulat mo siya using a tabular solution. So, 0, initial point is 0 and 1, diba? Then, ito, value niya 1. Tapos, ito, 0.25 na. Ito, naging 1.25. From step 4, 0.62722. And from step 5, 1.203403. So, syempre, dun ka na sa another step. Uulitin mo lang yung steps 1 to 5. So, considering the new point na 0.25, 1.203403. So, ito na yung i-consider nyo. So, step 1, hanapin natin yung value ng function. So, which is, ang sagot is 0.651507. Kayo na lang mag-substitute ditong 0.25 saka 1.203403. Okay? Then, yung step 2, hahanapin na natin yung bagong value ng x, which is x sub 1 plus h. So, literal, 0.25 plus 0.25 is equal to 0.5. Then, yung step 3, hanapin na natin yung predictor, yung may raised to 0, y sub 2 raised to 0 is equal to y sub 1 plus h f x sub 1, y sub 1. So, literally, that is itong ating 1.203403 plus 0.25 from step 1, itong 0.651507. When you take the result of this, ang predictor is 1.366280. Kaya lang, hindi pa yan yung talagang value ng y sub 2, right? Kasi ang gagawin mo pa for the step 4, isahanapin mo yung value ng f of x sub 2, y sub 2 na naka-0. So, itong points na to. So, f of 0.5, 1.366 to 80. So, just use the original function, e raised to 0.5 minus 2 raised to 0.5 all over 1.366 to 80. So, that is equal to 0.478, 474,808. And lastly, using the step 5, yung bagong value ng y is equal to y sub 1 plus h over 2, the quantity. Itong sagot na to is sa step 1 and ito naman sa step 4. So, yung original y is 1.203403 plus 0.25 over 2, the quantity, 0.651507 plus 0.474808. So, ang mahahanap ko na bagong value ng y sub 2 is 1.344192. So, the new point will be 0.5, 1.344192. Again, mas maganda if present nyo siya using the tabular solution. So, di ba as you can see, ito na, yung 0.25 dito, naging 0.25 na, and ito yung 1.203403, sorry. Now, class, mahaba-haba pa to kasi ang goal natin is makuha natin yung dito sa point na to, maging 2 siya. Okay? Kaya lang, hindi ko na ipapakita yun kasi baka mag-isang oras yung lesson natin dito. So, ipapa-flash ko na lang yung kumpletong table. Yung hanggang sa, according dito, the process will continue until yung x sub n plus 1 is equal to 2. So, again, magre-refer kayo class dito. Wait lang. Palitan ko lang ng ink. Dito. Kung ito ay naging 2 na, saka ka natitigil. Kasi baka yung iba gusto pang mag-continue kasi 1.75 to. No, ang goal natin is kapag ito naging 2, itong x sub n plus 1 is maging equal sa 2. And this is just the result of continuous process. Natigil tayo kanina dito. This is na lang your assignment siguro para isolve itong other parts of the table, but I believe kaya nyo naman na siya. And yun na nga, this is the complete na at x is equal to 2. Yung nahanap natin na value of y is itong last. Itong 2.419037. So, therefore, as shown in the table, yung y natin is 2.419037 when x is equal to 2. So, its value is nearer to the true value, which is, diba, from the analytical method, 2.403770. So, compared to the Euler's method, yung kinompute natin kanina. So, the relative error of this solution is 0.64%. If your relative error is less than 1%, that is a good indicator. By the way, baka yung iba nalilito sa computation ng relative error, that is equal to the absolute value of approx minus true all over true. Tapos, syempre, multiply mo na lang ng 100%. Or in other words, the approximation is from the Heun's method, 2.419037 minus 2.403770 all over 2.403770. So, times 100%. And sure naman ako, nang mahanap nyo ay 0.64%. Which is indicated here. So, ayun. Maganda na itong Heun's method na to. But of course, hindi pa rin ito kino-consider as sobrang accurate kasi if you are going to see the next example sa module, nagbigay pa rin yan ng malaking margin of error or relative error. So, still, there are some cases na maganda na rin itong method na ito. So, ayun lang. I-end ko na itong video na to. So, para makapag-giveaway sa other numerical method, which is the midpoint method. So, thank you so much for listening and watching.